Giriraj Maharaj ki jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Мы собирались сделать абхишеку сегодня? Где? Ничего не готово? А, позже будет? 9 часов абхишека. Ага. Есть расписание, очень хорошо.
There is a timetable, that's very good.
Hare Krishna, Jai Gaura Premanande. Radha Madhava. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Jagana, Jaya Jagana, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Suraya. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika, Jaya Gauranika. Oh, Namo Namaha. Ничего не могу поделать с этим. Совершенно. Спектакль на сколько минут подготовлен?
Спектакль на сколько минут подготовлен? Спектакль. В 8 начала?
А у нас много времени, не беспокойтесь, до полуночи. Так. Я не помню, где же это место, где Кришна возвращает сыновей, детей, деваки. И очень редко, иногда приходит сам,
Very rarely he comes himself,
духовная личность Бога, изначальная.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the
И он
original
приходит
one.
со всем своим великолепием,
And he
богатством,
comes with all
красотой,
his
славой,
opulence,
знанием,
with his
отречением,
knowledge, with
йога-майей, в
his
окружении
beauty,
йога-майи. Этот мир
with his
становится иным.
fortune. He actually comes
Не господство
with Yoga
майи,
Mai.
здесь уже господствует духовный мир в присутствии.
So when the
Его
Lord is present here, the
вывод
spiritual
вывод
world
всех
is
поисков,
present
всех
as well.
писаний, всех
This
философий, его
is the
присутствие
conclusion of
развеивает
all
все
the
сомнения.
scripts, holy scripts, revealed
Так же, как Господь
scriptures.
Чайтанья, он когда пришел,
Like
развеял все
Lord
сомнения,
Chaitanya, when he
Бхактивинода
came,
Кришны.
he was
Все
chanting the
атеисты, все,
holy name.
да, все атеисты, все шакты,
All
буддисты,
these
не знаю, кто бы ни
atheists,
были,
different
тантрики, все
tantrics,
обретали любовь к Богу,
all of
все
them, they
обретали
would
сознание
obtain
Кришны,
the love
где
towards
все
Godhead.
присутствие. Это аватар.
He was an avatar.
Нисхождение. Нужно понять, что Кришна
So
не сходит не один, а
when the
со всем
Lord
своим
comes
окружением, со всеми своими
advance,
энергиями, он не
he
сходит в
comes
этот
with
мир,
all his entourage,
и все
not by
могут получить
himself.
этот духовный опыт.
And so everybody can obtain this
Да, он является в полночь, то
virtue, this benefit.
вся Вселенная умиротворяется.
And when he
Демоны,
comes, all the
любовники,
universe is pacified.
затихают все
Demigods
споры,
and
разногласия,
demons, they
уходят все дурные
stop
мысли.
their
Это
quarrels
день в день.
and arguments.
Так, можно его ощутить.
We can feel like that.
И он явился,
So he
находясь
appeared
в тюрьме своих
actually
родителей,
in prison
Васудевы.
where his parents were
Мы говорили, что
situated.
деваки Васудевы, они
Vasudeva and Devaki,
необычные родители.
they are not a common, ordinary
Они
parents.
одновременно осознают
They
его верховной личностью
are
Бога.
conscious about him being Supreme Personality of Godhead, and yet they experience the parental feelings and duty towards him. It's a very interesting combination of Aishwarya, his position of the Supreme, and at the same time this parental feelings. And they had a lot of miseries before he came. Of course, when he appeared, everything has disappeared just like it was a bad dream. But still, not till the very end. Devaki, she actually never had the chance to breastfeed Krishna with her milk. And so this desire was not satisfied. Here we have a description of these relationships. Like Lord Krishna relationship with Vasudeva and Devaki. This is the clean, pure rasa, which is totally prevailing over the Vaikunthas, over the Vaishvarya, over the rules and regulations, because the love towards Krishna is prevailing. This is a transcendental ignorance, actually. Sometimes we can hear that he is Lord, they're not against, but it doesn't impact them too much. But just the moment when someone says that Krishna is our friend, they are in ecstasy. So, like on this painting, all these friends, they're waiting for him so that he comes with them to play and to take care of the cows. And these feelings, they're feeling their hearts. They can't wait during night. The first thing in the morning, they're already waiting for him. And so if he's late, they're actually not happy. So they're waiting for him very impatiently, and they're criticizing Yashoda Mata for that she wouldn't allow him, wouldn't let him go finally. So this is Vrindavan. But the relationships between Krishna and Vasudeva and Devaki, they are mixed with this consciousness of being aware that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And according to the Vedic tradition, it is a Vedic custom that the junior members of the family should offer respects to the elders every morning. The children or disciples especially should offer their respects to their parents or spiritual master in the morning. In pursuance of this Vedic principle, Lord Krishna and Balaram used to offer their obeisances to their parents, Vasudeva and Devaki. One day after having returned from the sacrificial performances at Kurukshetra, when Lord Krishna and Balarama went to offer their respects to Vasudeva, Vasudeva took the opportunity to appreciate the exalted position of his two sons. Vasudeva had the opportunity to understand the position of Krishna and Balarama from the great sages who had assembled in the arena of the sacrifice. Not only did he hear from the sages, but on many occasions he actually experienced that Krishna and Balarama were not ordinary human beings, but were very extraordinary. Thus he believed the words of the sages that his son Krishna and Balaram were the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vrajabasis, they are also surprised sometimes. They look at Krishna and see that this is a little boy. How can it happen that he can kill all the demons? Maybe it's his piety. But when he lifted the hill of Govardhana, that was quite interesting. Even then they couldn't, they were confused. Sometimes Upananda, the brother of Nanda Maharaj, he actually expressed his opinion on that matter. He speaks sometimes to Nanda Maharaj by saying, you know, you are very strict with this little boy. We do not know really who he is, actually. We are actually puzzled. We do not know. But probably he is a very extraordinary personality. He lifted the Govardhan hill, and then he would list the miracles that he did. But Nanda Maharaj would just laugh in return. Yes, extraordinary personality. Well, then tell me, what are the signs of the extraordinary personality? The first thing is what? He has to control the feelings. So where do you see these signs? My boy, he's actually almost spoiled. If I do not educate him, he's doing so many silly things. He cannot walk around and do nothing if there is some like little girls. So yes, there are signs, but on the other hand, he's not controlling his senses. So sometimes they would discuss things like this, and then they would laugh, because all they care for is Krishna. Lord, be it Lord or not Lord, this is our life and soul. This is the type of relationships in Vrindavan. But here, when sages tell Vasudeva that this is the astrological chart suggests that Krishna is the supreme, Vasudeva believes. He of course also considers himself to be very fortunate that he's the father of Krishna. With firm faith in his sons, he addressed them thus: My dear Krishna, you are the Satchidananda Vigraha, Supreme Personality of Godhead, and my dear Balarama, you are Sankarsana, the master of all mystic powers. Therefore, I have now understood that you are eternal. Both of you are transcendental to this material manifestation and to its cause, the Supreme Person, Mahavishnu. You are the original controller of all. You are the resting place of this cosmic manifestation. You are its creator, and you are also its creative ingredients. You are the master of this cosmic manifestation. Vasudeva actually sees all of that. This is his Krishna consciousness. Actually, this manifestation is created for your pastimes only. This is very difficult to explain this realization of Vasudeva. What level of Krishna consciousness does he have? The sages just remind him, that's all, but otherwise he knows it already. Sages tell him Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the rest he already knows. It's just a confirmation of what he already knows. Because this is his Krishna consciousness, actually. This is the essence of Vasudeva. The different material phases that manifest from the beginning to the end of the cosmos under different formulas of time are also yourself, because you are both the cause and effect of this manifestation. The two features of this material world, the predominator and the predominated, are also you, and you are the supreme transcendental controller who stands above them. Therefore, you are beyond the perception of our senses. So Vasudeva doesn't perceive them with the material senses. This is his realization. The material senses, we cannot use them to actually experience that. So this we can only experience in the total liberation state. So Vasudeva is actually fitting the criteria of the self-realized soul that Krishna speaks about in Bhagavad Gita. Vasudeva is the father of Kunti. And so Kunti is the aunt of Krishna. There were no mobile phones back then, and we know that the Kunti and Pandavas, they were in very difficult situation because they were chased. And Kunti was thinking, where is my brother Vasudeva? He is now a king. Why he's not protecting us? I'm the queen, and my brother is a king. We have such a dynasty. And all these years we were actually in exile, chased by Kauravas, and Vasudeva haven't done anything. She was thinking about that. She didn't know that the Vasudeva and Devaki were imprisoned. Actually, she learned it only at Kurukshetra when they met. And Vasudeva said, he told her, my dear sister, don't be so upset. This is the providence. All we have normally would allow us to live happily and safe, but the providence was made otherwise, and I couldn't help you, and you were experiencing so much troubles and miseries. In spite of all of this position that we were given, I was imprisoned, you were you were not protected. We were really unable to help you. And it was revealed only at Kurukshetra. So Kunti had to tolerate it, and Vasudeva had to tolerate his position.
Все, что возникает в материальном мире в любое время его существования, это также вы, ибо вы и причина, и следствие.
The wonderful varieties of this material world are also created by you, and you have entered as the super soul into all of them, down to the atom.
Верховный трансцендентный повелитель. О Господь, ты высшая душа.
You are the supreme soul, unborn and unchanging. You are not affected by the 6 kinds of transformations which occur in the material body. The wonderful varieties of this material world are also created by you, and you have entered it, as the super soul into all of them, down to the atom. You are the vital force of all these manifestations and also the supreme carnation. Prabhupada actually once gives a class on Janmashtami where he tells us that Krishna is not different from himself. His form is not different from his spirit. It's very difficult for us to understand, to conceive this, because our soul is different from our body. So it's a very difficult question. We say, I, but this is very difficult to understand who is I. It's the most difficult notion to understand who am I actually. What is this illusion? What is this problem? Because the soul and the body are different. That's the thing. When I enter this body, I don't understand who am actually I. Who am I? If I consider myself a body, I can't understand anything. I don't even understand myself being a body, because it is a subject to constant change. But Krishna doesn't have such a differentiation between his body and spirit.
Воспевать святые имена. Суть движения сознание Кришны. То есть это
So the Krishna consciousness movement is led by the Lord himself. And we are chanting the Lord's name, and we're serving the Lord, and He is pointing what we have to do, His orders through the parampara, through the spiritual master, in different circumstances. Krishna gives this intelligence, because the intelligence is given by the Lord, and our senses is also His senses. We are His parts, we are His extensions. His senses are our senses. But when we are under influence of Maya, we say, oh, Krishna, this is your understanding, this is mine. My senses are different from yours. I have such a right. I am using Bhimna Prakriti. I am actually using the separate energy, material elements. Here Vasudeva sees that everything is actually Krishna. All the cosmic manifestation is Krishna. All these 11 entities is Krishna. These gunas that are turning, the laws of nature, this is all of Krishna. Krishna and Balarama, the sons of Vasudeva. This is the happiness of Vasudeva. He has this pride, big spiritual pride, that the Lord Krishna himself is his son, his blood son. The vital force, the life principle in everything, and the creative force derived from it are not acting independently, but are dependent upon you, the Supreme Person behind these forces.
все это твои различные проявления. Чистый вкус воды, сама вода и жизненная сила, поддерживающие все живое, это тоже твои
My dear
проявления.
Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are the original cause of all causes,
Все, что нам нравится в этом
exactly
мире.
as the earth is the original cause of different kinds of trees, plants, and similar varieties of
Проводили недавно этот
manifestation.
пример где-то, не я.
We actually brought this example a couple of days
Когда
ago.
человек спит,
When the person is sleeping,
он может иногда
he can
слышать, что происходит
sometimes
вокруг.
hear what's going on around.
Особенно если какой-то резкий шум,
If
там,
there
или
is sudden noise
запах какой-то
or
резкий,
smell,
сильный.
he could feel that when sleeping.
Но он эти запахи и звуки, которые извне входят в его сон,
But
видит
when
во сне,
sleeping,
осуществляет впечатление.
he can
Он
experiences
видит
these
их не
external
с точки
sounds
А,
and
видит
smells.
другой источник.
But when sleeping, sometimes he has a
Но на
dream that
самом деле
justifies all of
существует
these
один
external
другой
smells
источник.
and feelings,
Вкус
sensations.
воды, там все изумительные вещи, вся
So
красота,
similarly,
которая
we
присуща
have
пониманию,
a
аромат
situation
земли
here.
лесной,
All this
который
taste,
поливает
nice
аромат
tastes,
земли,
all this smell of
добавляет
earth and
аромат
spring.
вот этих
We are inspired by
яблок,
that,
которые будут
like
излучать вот это вот благоухание
the apple trees
лесов.
that are blooming, the flowers,
Или красивый свод небес,
the
закаты, восходы.
beautiful dawn, the
На самом
sunrise.
деле это из Кришны.
All of that is actually coming, emanating from Krishna, not from the material world. Vasudeva sees that.
Вы этот аромат земли, вы
You
эти
are
таланты, которые мы видим,
the
вы вся эта красота и
talents that
богатство, которые здесь
you are
выражаются.
given, the
Вы
opulence that
это
is
от вас.
given. This is coming from
Почему так
you,
богатство привлекает?
from,
Потому
he
что
says, from
эта
Krishna and
красота
Balarama.
от Кришны.
Why it's so attractive, this
Васудский
beauty?
знаем это, но Васудева,
Because
он это
Krishna is
ощущает и чувствует.
attractive, and we know this
Умом
philosophically, theoretically, but but Vasudeva is liberated
Он
soul.
это
He
чувствует.
realizes it. He feels that
Значит,
for
это
real.
на самом деле.
He experiences that.
И он говорит на стороне бхакти, чистой бхакти, он говорит, возлюбленный
So in this
Господь,
mood of
возлюбленный
the
как сын.
pure bhakti, he says, "My dear, my dear Lord." He doesn't say, "My dear son," like Nanda Maharaj says. Still, he says, "My beloved Lord." You know, it's different.
Да. Я не буду читать все описание молитв. Тут
I will not
удивительные
read all
вещи
the
написаны.
prayers
Тут весь
because it's
Шримад-Бхагаватам
incredible
как бы
prayers here
вложен
that
в
described
молитву.
here.
Васудева, достигший полного совершенства жизни, считал
Vasudeva
Господа
was
Кришну и
in the
Балараму
complete
своими
perfection of
сыновьями.
life, in considering
Но
Lord
поскольку
Krishna and
мудрецы,
Balarama to be his
собравшиеся
sons,
вместе
but
паломничеством
because
на
the sages
Курукшетре,
assembled
в
in the
своих
place of
молитвах называли
pilgrimage at
Господа
Kurukshetra had
высшей
spoken
причиной
about the
всего
Lord
сущего.
as the supreme
Васудева
cause
из
of
любви к
everything.
Кришне и Балараме
Vasudeva simply
повторил
repeated
их
it out of his
слова.
love for Krishna and
Он это услышал
Balarama.
на Курукшетре,
So
после
Vasudeva heard all this
Повторно
clarification at the Kurukshetra field from the sages.
Парампаре. Так он к Кришне обращался. Господь Кришна хотел,
Lord
чтобы
Krishna didn't
Васудева
wish
и
to
дальше относился к
detract
нему
from
как
his relationship
отец
with
к сыну.
Vasudeva as father
Поэтому,
and son.
отвечая
Therefore,
ему,
in the
прежде
very
всего
beginning of his
подтвердил, что
reply, he
он
accepted the
вечный
fact
сын
that he is
Васудевы,
the
и что
eternal son
Васудева
of
есть вечный
Vasudeva
отец.
and that Vasudeva is the
Затем
eternal
Господь
father of
Кришна
Krishna.
рассказал своему отцу
After this,
о
Lord
духовной
Krishna
природе
informed
живых
his
существ.
father of the spiritual
Уже мой отец,
identity of all living
все, что
entities.
сказал
He
мне,
continued,
и
My
моим
dear
братьям
father,
Балараме,
everyone
о
and
всех
everything,
Дварах
including me and my
и обо
brother
всем обитании
Balarama,
космоса,
as well as all the
естественно,
inhabitants of
было
the city of
необходимо
Dwaraka and the
помнить
whole
и о
cosmic
том, что
manifestation,
все
are
мы
exactly as you have
качественно
already
отличаемся.
explained,
Правда?
but all of us are also
Вот.
qualitatively one.
Да, это хорошо, что ты говоришь о том,
So yes, it's very good,
что
my dear
энергия,
father, that you says that this is all my
но ты
energies
забыл
and
еще одну
I'm
вещь,
the origin of it.
что
But you forget one thing.
мы все равны
You
по
haven't said
качеству.
that we are all
Вот
qualitatively
замечательно,
one.
что
This is incredible what Krishna is saying.
То есть он, конечно,
So
господин,
he is the
но
Lord in the end of the day,
тут мы равны.
but he is not Lord in it just over
Можете
selfishly.
так
He
общаться,
says we are
как
equal.
на духовном уровне.
We can actually say that we are equal
Да,
if we are on
один свет для
spiritual
кого-то
level.
является девушка Панишат, я такой же, как и ты. Потому что мы качественно одинаковы.
We are qualitatively one.
Я знаю,
We are
потому что
the
ты
same.
такой же, как и я такой же, как и ты. Мы знаем друг друга.
We know each other. Lord Krishna intended for Vasudeva to see everything with the vision of Mahabhagavata, a first-class devotee who sees that all living entities are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord and that the Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. In fact, every living entity has a spiritual identity, but in contact with material existence, one becomes influenced by the material modes of nature. He becomes covered by the concept of bodily life, forgetting that his spirit soul is of the same quality as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One mistakenly considers one individual to be different from another simply because of their material bodily coverings. Because of differences between bodies, the spirit soul appears before us differently. So Krishna continues replying in a philosophic manner. And Vasudeva heard him out, and he was very pleased and very amazed what Krishna said. So he was silent for a while. Vasudeva's liberated soul, he knew absolute truth, he expressed it all, he heard out the sages who confirmed this truth, and now Krishna replies, but even in a bigger scale, more deeper, and so Vasudeva lost his speech actually, because he received something incredible. He couldn't even imagine what he heard from Krishna. He was so inspired and amazed from this rasa and taste that he couldn't speak for a while. And Devaki, the mother of Lord, was sitting next to him.
что вызвали его умершего сына из рук властителя смерти Ямараджи. Да, это то, что просила Сандипани Муни. Но Кришна, он тоже знал, что Кришна Верховная Личность Бога, играет роль его студента, ученика. Умершего сына. И Кришна вернул. Ну, Ямараджи забрал его брат. И об этом случае узнали многие. И Деваки воспользовалась.
So Devaki was sitting next to Vasudeva and she was using this occasion.
С тех пор она только то и дело вспоминала своих сыновей, убитых Камсой.
Because Devaki's sons were killed by Kamsa.
Сокрушаясь о своих погибших сыновьях, Деваки обратилась к Кришне и Балараме с такими
And so
словами.
she addressed Krishna and Balarama.
Само твое имя означает, что ты даруешь каждому радость и силу.
My Lord Balarama, you are the original.
Постичь умом и описать словами. О, Кришна, ты повелитель всех йогов-мистиков. Я знаю, что ты повелитель Праджапати, Брамы, его помощников, и что ты изначально личность Бога Нараяна. Я также знаю, что ты пришел на землю, чтобы уничтожить демонов и грешников, которые под влиянием времени сбились с истинного пути. Потеряв власть над своим умом, чувствами, они лишились благости и сознательно, пренебрегая указаниям шастры, бесстыдно делают все, что им заблагорассудится. Она на себе это испытала, поведение Камса, собственного брата.
She experienced at herself actually the behavior of Kamsa.
Грешных правителей и облегчить бремя земли. О, Кришна, я знаю, что Махавишну, возлежащий на водах причинного океана и являющийся источником материального космоса, просто экспансия твоей полной экспансии. Вот, то есть Деваки находится в полном сознании Кришны, и тем не менее она испытывает странное чувство.
Devaki experiences this still upset feeling towards the fact that her children were dead. Is it a material attachment of Devaki? No. No, because she speaks on the transcendental platform. She is Uttamaadhikari. So how come that Uttamaadhikari can express grief about lost, killed children? What is this mystery behind it? And so she addresses Krishna in a very elevated, exalted way. So she asks him to fulfill her wish, to bring back to the life her sons, and and she's saying that she would be happy to see them again. So is it a material attachment of Uttama Adhikari, the spouse of the Vasudeva, the mother of Lord Krishna?
Услышав просьбу матери, Господь Баларама и Кришна тотчас
When they
призвали
heard
на помощь Йога-майю и отправились в
when they
местную планетную
Krishna and
систему.
Balarama heard this praise of mother, they actually went to
В
the
прошлом, когда Верховный Господь явился в образе Ваманы, царь демонов
in the
Махараджа
past
Бали угодил ему, отдав Господу все, что у него было. Тогда Господь велел Махараджи Бали поселиться на Сутали и править ею. Узнав, что по его плану прибыл
after Lord Krishna heard the praise
на его планету, прибыл Господь Баларама и Кришна, великий преданный Махараджа Бали, погрузился в океан блаженства. При появлении Кришны и Баларамы Махараджа Бали и все члены его семьи поднялись со своих мест и склонились к их стопам. Махараджа Бали усадил Господа Кришну, Балараму на самое почетное место, омыл их лотосные стопы и окропил этой водой.
he spoke as follows: My dear king of the demons, in the millennium of Swayambhuva man of the Prajapati known as Marichi begot 6 sons, all demigods in the womb of his wife Urna. Once upon a time, Lord Balaram became captivated by the beauty of his daughter and was following her, impelled by sex desire. At that time, the 6 demigods looked at the action of Lord Brahma with abhorrence. This criticism of Brahman's action by the demigods constituted a great offense in their part, and for this reason they were condemned to take birth as the sons of the demon Hiranyakashipu. These sons of Hiranyakashipu were thereafter put into the womb of Mother Devaki, and as soon as they took their birth, Kamsa killed them one after another. My dear king of the demons, Mother Devaki is very anxious to see these 6 dead sons again, and she is very much aggrieved on account of their early death at the hand of Kamsa. I know that all of them are living with you. I have decided to take them with me to pacify my mother Devaki.
Прерывающимся от волнения голосом он начал возносить молитвы Господу Кришне и Господу Балараме. Так, Бали Махарадж тоже что-то скажет.
So Bali Maharaj also prayed to the Lord.
Мы посмотрим, что было дальше с Деваки. Выслушав молитвы Махараджа Бали, Господь Кришна сказал:
When the Lord heard the praise of the Bali Maharaj, the Lord said,
Праджапати Маричи зачал в лоне своей жены Урны 6 сыновей полубогов. Однажды Брахма, плененный красотой собственной дочери, воспылал к ней страстью и стал ее преследовать. В это время 6 полубогов, сыновей Маричи, с возмущением наблюдали за ним. Осудив Брахму, полубоги совершили большой грех. За это были вынуждены стать потомками демона Хираньякашипу. Позже эти потомки Хираньякашипу были помещены.
So these sons of Hiranyakashipu were thereafter put into the womb of Mother Devaki, and as soon as they took their birth, Kamsa killed them one after another. Once Srila Prabhupada was asked, so demons and demigods, how does it work? There's certain energies of Krishna that act that the person is becoming a demon, or it's still a choice of soul? And so Srila Prabhupada said, no one chooses to be a demon. It happens under the influence of ignorance. They are losing their knowledge and transcendental knowledge slowly. Of course, no one wants to become demon like by nature, just themselves. So no, it doesn't happen by choice. It just actually the knowledge is lost slowly, gradually, and so the ignorance comes. And due to this lust and desires and anger, the madness comes. So the demoniac person is a crazy person, mad person. This is really amazing. No one chooses such a thing. No one wants to become an evil person. But in his madness, in one's madness, he stops understanding and differentiating things. But if there is a choice given, he can use it and come back to the godly life. If we chosen before that we became demons, Jai and Vijay actually they made a choice, but it was a different motive. They just wanted to go back to Godhead faster, and 3 lives were shorter than 7 lives. It was not their desires to become demons, but when they did become demons, it was really looking very real. So here we have this story of these 6 sons, why they deserve such a destiny to be killed. Kamsa killed them one after another. My dear king of demons, Mother Devaki is very anxious to see the 6 dead sons again, and she is very much aggrieved on account of their early death at the hand of Kamsa. I know that all of them are living with you. I have decided to take them with me to pacify my mother Devaki. After seeing my mother, all 6 of these conditioned souls will be liberated, and thus in great pleasure they will be transferred to their original planet. The names of these 6 conditioned souls are as follows: Smara, Udhita, Parishvanga, Patanga, Kshuda, Brit, and Grini. So Krishna named them. They were his brothers who were born before. They will be. After thus informing the king of the demons, Krishna stopped speaking, and Bali Maharaj understood the Lord's purpose. He duly worshipped the Lord, and thereafter Lord Krishna and Lord Balarama took away the 6 conditioned souls and returned to the city of Dwaraka, where Lord Krishna presented them as little babies before his mother Devaki. So Krishna made them look just newly born, just as Devaki remembered them. She was, Mother Devaki was overwhelmed with joy and was so ecstatic in motherly feeling that milk immediately began to flow from her breasts, and she fed the babies with great satisfaction. She took them on her lap again and again, smelling their heads and thinking, I have gotten my lost children back. For the time being, she was overpowered by the energy of Vishnu, and in great motherly affection she enjoyed the company of her lost children. The milk from the breasts of Devaki was transcendental nectar, because the same milk had been sucked by Lord Krishna. As such, the babies who sucked the breasts of Devaki, which had touched the body of Lord Krishna, immediately became self-realized persons. The babies therefore began to offer their obeisances unto Lord Krishna, Balarama, their father Vasudeva, and their mother Devaki. After this, they were immediately transferred to their respective heavenly planets. So was the plan. They were liberated by the grace of Devaki. They were fortunate. They were fortunate to become the sons of Devaki. They were not connected with Krishna directly, as they were still making certain offenses. They were demigods, simple demigods, and so they criticized Brahma, they criticized Brahma, the creator of universe, and like that they obtained this punishment. Yet they were still demigods, and so this curse that they had turned to be a blessing. And so demigods, when devotees they receive some punishment, and if they suffer from it, if they manage to go through this, they progress very quickly. Of course, there is a chance that he will go to Maya and not to hold on, but if he does, it means that he had some godly qualities, and so he progresses extremely fast. So it's considered to be very auspicious to experience difficulties, so that for our progress. So these demigods received the mercy of the pure devotee of the Lord, and she actually breastfeeded Krishna, and they actually also she fed them as well. So they received the same mercy. This attachment, therefore, is not the motherly instinct and a material attachment of Devaki. It was the instruction of super soul. So Lord Krishna came and he made these great deeds. He all the time paid all respects to his parents. He would reciprocate with them in the same manner, and he would only amplify these feelings that they had towards him. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And so our time is almost off. There will be prasadam soon, so the concert will be cancelled, right? No, now it will be Abhisheka. Very well. So, I just expect you to arrange everything for Abhisheka. So there will be kirtan now when the Abhisheka, whilst Abhisheka is going on. Okay, I will begin. And
Hare